Hello, hello. Oh, there's a kitty. Yes, just as I was starting. Oh, there's a big one. Yes, because everyone wants to check out your dental health. How you doing? Oh, you are so precious. Yes, you are. You're so precious. You are just precious. You are the precious kitty. Oh, yes, good boy. Here, over here, lie down. Lie down, sweetie. Lie down. Relax. Take a load off. Take a kitty load off. Yes. Okay, I was going to do a rough reading here. There is in News Online. Oh, nice strength card. In News Online, there are reports that Vice President Pence was either on his plane, or he was going to his plane, or he was in the air, or whatever it was, but that he was suddenly called back to Washington, D.C. suddenly. And of course, his office is saying, no, of course it wasn't an emergency. He just had to completely cancel an opioid meeting, speech, gathering. I mean, seriously, does anyone believe that they really care? This administration really cares? But anyway, so he was called back, and so the question is, why? And so there's a big question there, but I'm also suspicious because today is a solar eclipse. And solar eclipses are their own kind of cat. Basically, the ancients called it the lights going out in heaven. And there were big things that happened, not on every solar or lunar eclipse, but it can be very much, where the mighty rise or fall, are born or die, or, and I'm not saying that anything has happened to Trump. But I did just go and look, wondering if he's just having such a super meltdown that I had to call everybody back, or he started tweeting, it looks like about 6 a.m. this morning, and before that he hadn't tweeted for almost 24 hours. I think it was 22 hours. Hello. Aww. I bet everybody, including me, would appreciate if you would lie down. Okay, alright. Sweet. Okay. By the way, I need to thank my mother for my nails today. My mom wanted to buy my nails, and this is what she chose, so I love it. I love it. And I do like it, but frankly I would have loved it no matter what she had chosen. But anyway. So what's going on with Pence being called back to the White House? We're not talking about it on MSNBC. We may never know, maybe it wasn't, but it just seems odd. Why would they need him back? Why would they need him back? So let's do a quick reading here. Pence. Whoops. Pence, why were you called back? Is it because of Trump? Is it because of a crisis? Was the toddler having a meltdown? Did somebody take too much Adderall? What is intranasal? Intranasally? I don't know what the official term for that is. Let's see what I've got here. Oh, nope, nothing to see here. Move along, move along. No, of course he was called back. There wasn't an emergency. No, everything's fine. Everything's fine in the past. Okay. Money. Big money. Okay. All right, we're gonna have to piece together some clues here. Center, okay, that's the past. Center of the reading. Again, Trump's money. This is often the card of the merchant, but it's Trump in front of his borrowed tinfoil cups. Base of the reading. An offer not taken. Again with the money. Above the reading. Partnership. Being beaten up, feeling beaten up because of a partnership. Okay. All right. Near future. Trying to shift money around. The Trump family fortune estate. Home environment, government. It's interesting because the lunar eclipse, the solar eclipse is happening today, but 2 weeks after every solar eclipse, there's a lunar eclipse, I believe. And that lunar eclipse is going to affect not only Trump's chart, but the chart of the U.S. And gosh, what could possibly be going on the 16th or the 17th that would have a huge impact on the U.S. and Trump on the 17th? Like Mueller testifying. Okay. Hopes and fears. Well, if that's the sword of truth, so maybe it is something to do with something that's going to come out. I wouldn't think it'd be anything Mueller specifically is going to say that they don't already know, but what other people see, yeah, that feels like Trump worried. And that's the Trump, that always comes up as the Trump dynasty. That partnership where someone's feeling beaten up because of the partnership, that's Pence. That is the card of Mueller. Being upset because of Mueller bringing to light this is how Trump comes up for me as the what's the word I'm looking for? The corrupt, his corruption, the weed of crime that bears bitter fruit. Because crime does not pay, people. And you know who knows that? The shadow. Alright, so Pence called back. Pence was called back, or he was told to stay in D.C. because something came up. And what I'm getting here, and the words that are coming to mind with this is the money was too good. Somebody shouldn't have taken it, but the money was too good. A deal was refused, maybe should have been refused. Trump feeling beaten up. Corrupt Trump, his corrupt business practices. Shifting money around. It's come up in readings quite a few times that that Don Jr. and Sr. Trying to shift as much money as they could get away with, ship it, hide it in places overseas, so that if things go bad, that they have this tucked away. And then that absolutely feels like the Trump, the core Donald, Javanka Jr., Eric, an investigator, but it feels very Mueller-like, being really, really upset. It doesn't necessarily even feel like tears, but it's overflowing with emotion. It feels like just being really, 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 really upset. And it's something to do with Trump's corruption. Governments and the home environment. Oh, there are all kind of people who've had to turn over information. I wonder if it's because that's a sort of truth. And it feels like fearing the sort of truth. And we can see that Trump is upset. Alright, so something to do with his money has upset Trump. So why was Pence called back? Why was Pence called? And I'm not going to guess on anything here. I'm just reading what... Let's try. Trump sees himself. Young, virile, obnoxious hair. I mean, seriously, look at that hair. Whew. Plan in place. A lot about to hit. A lot of information, investigation, but information. A lot of information's about to hit. Looking out. Yeah, and just worried. So, what? He was called back to do what? Calm the president down? That's ridiculous. I mean, so Donnie's having a temper tantrum like a toddler. So, did he take too much Adderall? I mean, was there a health scare where they were like, no, we need to get the vice president here? Or is Pence's does he have some corruption he needs to worry about? So why specifically Pence? Why did they need him specifically? Judgment is coming. Justice is coming. Democrats in the committees. I don't know that Pence has that many contacts, but it feels like they needed Pence because he could go and talk to people. To try to stave off the administration, something happening, being strung up, being left out in the cold, having the money, maybe it's the inauguration funds? Very interesting. Very interesting, Cupcake. Yes, it is. The good boy. Yes, she is. Precious. Alright, so they say when an eclipse happened, they used to call it the lights going out in heaven. It basically exposes a great deal. Where we're all used to things being a certain way, and the lights suddenly coming on when they've been off, or going off when they've been, whatever it is, just a sudden change, and suddenly everything looks different. This feels like people around him, like Melania packing. We know Sanders is leaving. It feels like women jumping ship quickly. I'll believe that when I see it. Melania's been humming and hawing about this forever. Let's see, these kind of came out as a clump. Let's see what we've got here. Oh, that's the eclipse. Heartbreak in the family. This is related to the Trump clan. This card consistently keeps coming up with Trump, that it's heartbreak, but that's the three. There's Jared, that's Ivanka, that's Junior. Why does it come up that way? It just does. All right, that. Can get a little confusing, so let me put these together here. I'm feeling panic. I'm feeling panic. Is inauguration money? It just keeps coming into my mind. That whole mess. Yeah, that's what I'm getting. There's the eclipse, heartbreak. It's a lot coming in because it's the clan, but it's also the transition inauguration funds and the court cases. And Pence is involved. He wasn't just called in because Toddler-in-Chief was throwing his pacifier across the room. Those are coming out as 3. And you know me, I use way too many cards in general, but just the hits keep on coming. Bad. TikTok. Making the very ground underneath Trump unstable. And trying to pacify people, to put people off, to calm people down, but it doesn't work. No matter what they do, it just doesn't work. And then they really just start trying to throw generosity around to get people on their side. But this is, it feels like it's like these are the swords that have metaphorically been going into Trump's back, and it's built up over time. But it feels like this is actually continuation. Like there are so many now. It's you know, they're shipping them in, and it's fate. The wheel of fortune turning on him, and it's making everything. It feels like it's very much on this disturbed water. It's not even so much on the land. It's so swampy and horrible. So that's what I am getting for what's going on. I'm guessing some kind of news. Some kind of news came in. Some lies that they told are coming to light as false, and that is the card of the messenger. That's what I was looking for. And they're going to put up a front of, oh no, everything's fine, but it's not fine. It's so not fine. Ooh, match people in the GOP. Angry people in the GOP. This is probably Stephanie Grisham, the new communications director. She's a Cancer, I believe. Hi. Am I done? I'm really done. Yeah? Yep. Enough reading. Enough reading on this. Yes. The weed of crime. Because even the shadow knows. The weed of crime bears bitter fruit. Crime does not pay, kitten. And you are guilty of the crime of cuteness. Yes, you are. You are guilty. You are guilty of so much cuteness. Okay. Alright, well that's what I'm getting for this. I will do a minimal amount of editing and a minimal amount of, I'm afraid the covers, on rough readings, the covers aren't, you know, my greatest ever, but I will get this out ASAP. And honestly, I'm trying not to get any Schadenfreude here, but yeah, I'm feeling a little like, oh, really? All that corruptions might actually finally be catching up with these jerks? Yeah, that wouldn't break my heart. Alright, but hang in there, alright? And we shall talk soon. Thank you for watching.